My name is Kartika Juneja and my IOC is from the novel The Great Gatsby. The author S. Scott Fitzgerald, through this extract from the novel The Great Gatsby, wants to convey or portray a certain message to the readers of the novel, who are surely his intended audience in this case. The author's main purpose of writing this text is to convey to the readers about the ill practices of the American society in the 1920s. He has in this book symbolized the criminals and gangsters of that time through the character of Maya Wolfsheim. Through this extract, also, he wants to convey to his audience that the people of that time indulged in crimes such as murder and they were so open about such matters. This was the part of the book when Gatsby and Nick started to know about each other better and started to become friends. But at this time, Nick still did not know about the dark past of Gatsby, but he had heard plenty of stories and rumors about Gatsby's shady past. Gatsby, in this instance, had asked Nick to meet him for lunch. The Nick saw Gatsby talking to Mayor Wolfsheim at the restaurant that they met for lunch. It was then he started feeling that Gatsby is not what he seems to be, and Nick started to feel that Gatsby has another side to him, that is, to his personality. Nick comes to know that Mayor Wolfsheim is a shady man when he listens to the way Mayor Wolfsheim describes the murder of Rosie Rosenthal, and also the language he utilizes, for example, the word bastard. Also, this extract shows us that Gatsby has been surrounded by gangsters and that he has a secret. This is also the first time a signal has been given to the readers of the book or the novel that Gatsby has a dealing with gangsters and criminals such as Mayor Wolfsheim. This text is just about Mayor Wolfsheim's meeting with Nick and his explanation of the murder of Rosie Rosenthal. The mood of the text is surely mysterious because the readers start to feel that Gatsby is two-faced and has earned his new money through illegal practices such as bootlegging, alcoholism, and also his meeting with gangsters and criminals. Mayor Wolfram's character also sets up a very shady and dark atmosphere, and surely the murder sends chills down the reader's spines. The tone of this extract is dark and mysterious, as the main purpose of the writer is to show the readers a mysterious side of Gatsby and also to introduce the gangster of the novel, that is Mayor Wolfsheim. The author has also used several literary devices in order to show the readers the mysterious characters of Gatsby and Wolfsheim. For example, the author uses the word drunk, which is an example of emotive language, in order to show the readers that the society of the 20s in America was immoral and spoiled. He wanted to set an image of a typical gangster of that time in America through the character of Rosie Rosenthal. The author also uses another emotive language in the form of the word innocently in order to show the readers the character of Nick, who's somewhat the author himself, because in this book or this novel the author tells the readers the story through the eyes of Nick. Nick is shown as an innocent man who's just fed up of the society and has plenty of scorn and hatred for the youth, and he also worries about the future of the country, that is the future of America. The author also makes use of a hyperbole or exaggeration. For example, he uses the sentence, "They shot him 3 times in his full belly." The word full in this case is just an exaggeration by the author to show the readers the impact of the gruesome murder in order to convey to the readers how crooked and how crooked were the criminals and gangsters of that time, and to what extent they could go in order to show the dominance over people and achieve the American dream. Another instance where the author uses hyperbole exaggeration was Rosie had eaten and drunk a lot all evening. All evening is surely an exaggeration to show how much of a drunkard Rosie Rosenthal was, and also to show how much drinking and immoral practices the criminals and gangsters of that time indulged in, because drinking was apparently a crime in the American society at that time because it was illegal. The author also uses imperative when Rosie said, "Don't let that waiter take away my coffee." Imperative language is just like a command. Through this, the author wants to convey to the readers that the rich and powerful people were arrogant and felt as if they had full control over everyone else in the society. This again just shows the reader that the American dream also had a dark side to it. The author also uses personification. Personification refers to the giving of non-living things living characteristics. This is when he says his nostrils turn to me in an interested way. Because the nostrils are apparently non-living things, but the author gives them a living characteristic. This was done to show the audience the character of Wolfsheim better. For example, after the personification, Wolfsheim mistakes Nick to be a criminal because he thinks that Nick is looking for a business connection or he's looking for another criminal to him who he can connect. The last three lines also makes it certain that Gatsby is one of Wolfsheim's henchmen or a person who works with Wolfsheim. And this is when he tells Wolfsheim that he will tell him about the criminal next time. The author throughout this book shows plenty of conflict because there's no story that's possible without conflict. In this extract, he shows a conflict between him and the society. The author, through this extract, has also portrayed the differences between old money and new money. Through all the gangsters and criminals in this extract and throughout the novel, the author also symbolizes new money because all these gangsters acquired money recently through the illegal activities and crimes they had done. The structure of the extract is pretty disorganized due to the fact that there is plenty of dialogue. There is no definite structure and pattern, and they are just dialogues and one or two chunks of paragraphs. So this is surely one of the most important part of the book because the readers and Nick start to view another side of Gatsby's character. This extract also brings to light the ill practices and crimes taking place in the society of America in the roaring 1920s. Throughout the novel, the author wants to convey to the reader that how immoral and corrupted the society of America was in the roaring 1920s, and this extract was a perfect example of that because the extract surely tells us about the lives of the gangsters and criminals of that time and the gruesome crimes they used to perform, such as murders. And also the author helps showing this by vividly using imagery in order to describe the murder of Rosie Rosenthal. The main importance of this extract, according to me, was that the disclosure of Gatsby's other side of his personality. This extract is also really important because this was the time when Nick started feeling different about Gatsby, that is, his views about Gatsby started to change. Although Gatsby was surely a person whom he should be hating and scorning because he felt very badly about the criminals of the society, but Nick still felt that Gatsby had a different charm to him and he was different from the crowd. Therefore, even though Gatsby had another side to him, Nick never hated him and always took him as a friend because he felt that Gatsby was different from the rest of the crowd and he had his own charm and personality.